สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ Welcome to NBT World's The Fireside. I'm Benjamin Ruchopagan.
And I'm Warisa Nilanat Gomon. Every week we have a fireside chat exploring what's going on in Thailand, diving deep into our latest obsessions.
So this is now our second episode in the tribute series honoring Her Majesty, the late Queen Sirikit, the Queen Mother, her legacy, her vision, and all of the traditions that she helped preserve for future generations. So the last time we were talking about Khon, and now we're going to dive into something that's a little bit closer to home. So these are the crafts that we see, touch, wear, and sometimes, we might be taking them for granted even.
Right, and these are Thai handicrafts, woodwork, silk weaving, pottery, lacquerware, all the things that carry centuries of knowledge into a single object.
That's right. And behind those crafts, there's a story of the philosophy, the livelihood, and the royal vision for Thailand, starting with His Majesty the late King Bhumibol Adulyadej the Great, and carried forward in a very complementary way with his vision by Her Majesty Queen Sirikit.
Yes, and we'll be looking at how their visions came together, how the Support Foundation grew from that partnership, and how Saksit now supports artisans nationwide.
Then we're going to walk through Thailand's major craft traditions from weaving, pottery, lacquerware, metalwork, and talk about how all of this fits into the kingdom's cultural landscape.
Now, to understand modern Thai handicrafts, you have to start with King Bhumibol Adulyadej the Great's agricultural philosophy. Now, his work was, as many people know, about stability.
That's right. His approach wasn't abstract. It was from decades of field visits that he conducted personally. He saw the droughts, he saw the poor soil, he saw the unstable markets for the agricultural produce itself, and he realized that villages needed a kind of resilience at the local level. So he had this philosophy that we all kind of know by heart in Thailand, the sufficiency economy philosophy, or Sethakit Paw which emphasized moderation, resilience, and community level self-reliance. And these are the ideas that came out of his visits to rural villages and seeing those challenges that farmers had firsthand.
And his projects created reservoirs, soil solutions, new crops, and development models. Now, agriculture was the backbone. If the land could support families, everything else would grow.
Yes, he saw the country. I mean, Thailand is a very agrarian country. So it has a deep sort of agricultural history, and that's the reason of, the story of how we got settled here is that, there's fish in the seas and there's, rice in the fields. That's the classic kind of thing that we know from our history. So in many places, though, what people grew wasn't the whole story, It's not everything that they produced. They also wove textiles, they carved, they stitched, they shaped clay. These are all the crafts that added to their identity, not just as farmers, but as craftspeople.
Yes, and His Majesty saw the value in these traditions as well. So he encouraged communities to build livelihoods that combine agriculture with local identity. He never separated economics from culture.
That's right.
Now, rural life wasn't just about crops because it included weaving, like you said, carving poetry and metalwork, and these were part of the community identity that he wanted to create for the country.
That's right. But, a lot of these crafts, with the advent of industrialization and manufacturing and modern manufacturing, these crafts were kind of fading in relevance. And that's where Her Majesty Queen Sirikit stepped in. In a really meaningful way, because where the king focused on the land, she focused on the hands. That's pretty clever, eh? When Her Majesty traveled with the king to rural areas, she saw artisans everywhere. There was weavers, embroiderers, and potters producing really remarkable work, but they didn't necessarily have a stable income around that. And because of that, because they couldn't get a stable income, many of these techniques were disappearing. Younger generations are migrating into the city. We see this now, and they couldn't afford to train in something that wouldn't give them a stable income. So these crafts were on the verge of extinction. One or two masters left, from villages where there used to be like whole communities around this just a few people left over.
Yeah. Well, she saw that as a national crisis and she kind of stepped in with a very simple idea. So, if Thailand is going to preserve its cultural heritage, artisans must be able to make a living from it, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So, what she did was she started commissioning local crafts for the palace use. Now, a scarf here, a woven panel there, small axe, yes, but they sent a message. Thai crafts were valuable.
I think that's so important that what she was doing, she was just showing what, she knew that she was kind of a tastemaker, we had that episode on Chut Thai and we're happy to revisit that at a later time. But she really was like a fashion icon. So if she was using these crafts, then she could, reintroduce them and reintroduce their relevance, So that's the idea, is valuing what was handmade, and that grew into one of the most important royal initiatives in modern Thai history. The Foundation for the Promotion of Supplementary Occupations and Related Techniques, or the Support Foundation, was founded in 1976 and became her way of combining cultural preservation with economic development. You can't really get away from the economy. People have to eat.
Yes,
right?
That is correct. Now, the Support Foundation began with a simple mission, which is to uplift rural artisans by reviving traditional crafts. Support trained artisans, supplied material, and paid fair wages while preserving endangered techniques.
That's right. So the foundation began with weaving and embroidery, which we know is really is really a big part of her legacy. It's probably the most important craft that she had a hand in is the textiles, and that's why there is the Queen Sirikit Museum of Textiles, of course. But then it's eventually expanded into basketry, gold and silver work, folk crafts from across the country. There's so many more different disciplines to include. They started setting up training centers, and they brought in experts and taught new generations and reintroduced techniques that had disappeared. And these include intricate silk brocades and certain forms of metal ornamentation. Now, brocade is when there's when you start weaving metal, like silver and gold thread, and started creating these raised textures in the textile.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
But not only beautiful garments did she create, she also created career paths, right? And artisans earned stable incomes, which encouraged younger people to keep learning. Now, the Queen Mother believed that if Thailand didn't act now, some crafts could vanish within a generation. So she made preserving them a national priority.
This kind of reminds me of like Thailand's sports scene. Like for a while, people were not career football players.
Yes.
And until you created a path for them to do that all year long, even Muay Thai.
Yes, I was thinking Muay Thai, yeah.
Right? Because unless you created career Muay Thai fighters, you were never going to get world-class fighters, And this is the same thing. This is the same idea. Unless you created a consistent career where somebody could do this all year long, you cannot take the craft to the next level. So some of the most elaborate works produced under the Support Foundation ended up in the Arts of the Kingdom exhibition, showcasing extraordinary craftsmanship inspired by classical Thai art. And it proved that craft preservation could strengthen livelihoods, empower whole communities, and protect Thailand's cultural identity.
But as the work expanded, Thailand eventually needed a dedicated national institution to oversee the development, training, and certification of artisans.
That led to the creation of Saksit, the Support Arts and Crafts International Center of Thailand. So that became the next iteration, and it's now been restructured as the Sustainable Arts and Crafts Institute of Thailand, or SACIT, under the Ministry of Culture. Saksit does a lot. It trains artisans, it modernizes craft business models, it certifies master craftspersons, and it also creates opportunities for craftsmen to exhibit their work locally and internationally. That's really important, because if you don't know if you can't get your work out in front of people, how are they going to know it exists? How are they going to be inspired to use it or adapt it, right?
Good point.
Yeah.
And Succeed maintains a nationwide member directory and an archive of craft communities, documenting the country's diverse traditions from weaving villages to carving workshops.
That's right. And just as the Support Foundation revived traditional crafts, Succeed helps them adapt and connects the heritage craft with contemporary design, with tourism and global markets. So that's why you can see such high quality craftsmanship at different hotels and, in the gift shops and things like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and together they kind of form a bridge, right? The Queen Mother safeguarded the roots and Succeed helped the branches reach further.
I love that metaphor. So now that we've traced the roots, let's explore the crafts themselves. Thailand has really dozens of traditions. There's so many, but Succeed groups them into a few major categories that are easy for us to investigate and to explore. These are 8 of them, and we're going to explain how they fit into a broader story. The first one is woodworking and carving.
And this tradition includes temple doors like the ones in Chiang Mai, motifs like Lai Kranok, furniture details like ceremonial objects. Wood carving is one of the country's oldest crafts.
Yes. Northern Thailand, especially Chiang Mai and Lampang, they're really famous for their carving heritage. So Succeed recognizes several master wood carvers who are keeping these techniques alive. Master artisans still teach these techniques like Lai Nok and lotus motifs and high relief carving, and Succeed recognizes them as national master artisans.
Now, if you're really into the Thai woodworking, you might want to plan a visit in September for the Thailand International Woodworking and Furniture Exhibition. Maybe they have it every year.
Yeah. So it's definitely where you can see like different people in the pipeline of woodworking craftsmanship,
Right.
and I imagine it's very sort of internationalized, so you can get a lot of the traditional Thai craftsmanship as well as things that are produced at scale. So it's a good place to get everything basically for all your woodworking needs. Now, next we have textiles and weaving. Thai silk is world renowned, and thanks in no small part to Queen Sirikit, the Queen Mother, from matmi ikat patterns of the northeast to jok in the north, and the brocaded fabrics of Nakhon Si Thammarat.
And Queen Sirikit personally revitalized many weaving traditions through support. She encouraged local dyeing, hand loom techniques, and natural fibers. And today, Succeed helps artisans adapt to contemporary markets, including collaborations with modern designers.
Yeah, so to get a closer look at the Thai textiles, we've mentioned it a few different times now, but Queen Sirikit Museum of Textiles is really second to none. And you're going to see a lot of stuff from her own wardrobe that she wore overseas, that she wears at special occasions. So you can really trace the history of what she's done through her fashion, even.
And on to the third one, we have ceramics. Now, Thai pottery traditions date back centuries, like Sukhothai Celadon or Sawan Kalok stoneware, and later Benjarong porcelain traditions.
That's right. So modern artisans continue these traditions with new material and forms. Succeed's directory includes several ceramic communities, including potters that specialize in wood-fired stoneware and traditional patterned ceramics as well.
Now, ceramic communities have also participated in Thailand's broader craft revival with support from institutions like Succeed. I always enjoy like a little visit to the Kokret Pottery Village because it's so close to Bangkok and it has so much history.
Oh yeah, that's right. It has I believe it has a very specific immigrants of Mon ethnicity. And there is a lot of like terracotta kind of pottery there, and it's really intricate stuff. You should really go check it out. But next, we're moving on to lacquerware. Now, this is especially a northern Thai tradition that uses black lacquerware and eggshell inlay, a kind of a Chiang Mai tradition as well. Chiang Mai is really an arts and crafts city as well. It's recognized as a UNESCO Creative City of Arts and Crafts.
Now, in case you're not too sure what lacquerware is, it's also one of the most time-consuming crafts, as you mentioned earlier. You have to apply layer after layer, polishing, and then adding intricate inlays. Now, Saksit recognizes the master artisans, including those who specialize in lacquerware, so they take care of these people as well.
And then we have metalwork, which includes ritual knives, brass objects, and southern needleware. So if you don't know, needleware involves carving silver and gold and filling those patterns in with a black alloy and polishing it to contrast. So it's almost like the inverse of lacquerware, where it's a light pattern on a black background, and this is the opposite. So this is a signature craft of Nakhon Thammarat.
I love that how every province has its own thing, its own craft. And now we're on to the sixth, which is leatherworks, which ranges from daily use goods to nangyai shadow puppets. Now, these puppets require carving buffalo hide into lace-like patterns. Several puppet-making communities appear in Saksit's archives. I remember I used to have one of those puppets, and really it's made out of buffalo skin, and it's very rough and tough. But because it's very rigid, it makes the puppets move very seamlessly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it doesn't fold, is what I'm saying.
I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I get that now. So the next one that we have here is paperware. And this is, when we think of paperware in Thailand, we think of kradat sa or sa paper from the mulberry bark. And this is used for parasols or umbrellas, lanterns, notebooks, and different, paper decorations. Many sa workshops collaborate with tourism and hospitality projects, and you can definitely find a few sa paper making workshops where you can decorate it with wildlife. You can put like flowers and petals and things like that inside it, so you can really make it unique.
I know that there's some current factories that are still using the very traditional way of making sa papers in Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, but there's only a handful left. So do check them out if you get the chance. And finally, we have stone crafts. We have mortars, sculpture, home decor, and temple ornamentation. Now, some stone carving families trace techniques across generations, and Saksit documents these communities in its national directory.
So Thailand honors its finest craftspeople through national and Saksit recognized master artisan programs. Many of these profiles in Saksit's archives include their family histories, even the signature techniques of these clans of craftspeople, the apprentices that they've trained, and how they've contributed to the regional culture.
And also, these craft people are living bridges. They hold knowledge passed down through oral teaching, observation, and repetition, often starting from childhood.
These are the people that show how craft is really more than just, a matter of manufacturing. You can really see the identity, and you can appreciate, their individual contributions and their individual cultures. It's not the same from region to region or town to town.
Absolutely. Now, Saksit also organizes exhibition and demonstrations year-round, from ceramic festivals to textile showcases. For event announcements, you want to follow their official Facebook fan page, which is at Saksit Official, or at the event bulletin on their official website at worldwideweb.saksit.or.th. Now, to spell Saksit, it's SACIT.
That's right.
Yeah.
So some events, they'll feature hands-on workshops where visitors can weave, they can carve and dye and paint alongside the artisans. So it's a really accessible way to dip your toe into the different crafts and see what you're into. Others will gather regional craft communities for national fairs, and this gives the artisans a chance to share their heritage with a broader audience. One thing that I recently that I saw was posted there was the Art and Craft Toy 2025 showcase, which is a real artisanal version of Pop Mart. And all of the characters they're super cute, but also they're so intricate, and there's so much handiwork that goes into them.
Right. And I guess that's how crafts stay alive, because it does, it's always being practiced, taught, and experienced, even though it's not super traditional, but you kind of have to keep it relevant to the current generation.
Yeah, it has to be in dialogue with what current society is, and it has to be a reflection of who we are currently, as it uses the techniques passed down from our history and from our identity. So Thai handicrafts, they carry the knowledge of generations in every thread and every line being carved in the wood and every polished surface of the lacquerware or needleware. They reflect a legacy that was shaped by Her Majesty Queen Sirikit, the Queen Mother, who believed in the value of Thai craftsmanship and how it could uplift communities and empower them economically while all the while preserving their traditions.
And support protected the roots, Saksit helped the branches reach outward, and artisans across Thailand continued to shape the cultural landscape with their hands.
I love that. So we'd now like to hear from you, the audience. Do you have a Thai craft at home that means something to you? Or maybe like a woven scarf or something, a carved keepsake or a ceramic bowl from a local artisan, or maybe something you made yourself, at a workshop. Tell us on NBT World's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify.
And thank you so much for joining us for the second episode in our tribute series. We'll see you next time on the Fireside. Bye.
Bye-bye.
During Her Majesty Queen Sirikit, the Queen Mother's royal visit to the northern provinces of Thailand, Her Majesty graciously learned of the many hardships faced by local villagers, particularly their lack of occupational knowledge and access to adequate food sources for daily living. Deeply concerned for their well-being, Her Majesty expressed her royal wish to improve the quality of life of the people. Guided by this vision, Her Majesty graciously initiated the establishment of a model farm, a center for agricultural training. The first of these farms was established in 1997 at Ban Khun Tat, Jom Thong District, Chiang Mai Province. The model farm project under the Royal Initiative was created to provide employment and improve living standards for rural communities. The project encourages villagers to pursue stable occupations and earn reliable incomes to support their families. It also promotes raising native livestock and sustainable food sources and emphasizes the conservation of natural resources to preserve ecological richness for future generations. Furthermore, the project serves as a center for agricultural education, research, and technology transfer. In addition, Her Majesty Queen Sirikit, the Queen Mother, sought to extend assistance to those affected by the 1997 economic crisis, particularly individuals who had lost their employment. To provide them with sustainable opportunities, Her Majesty graciously commanded the expansion of the Model Farm project to other provinces across all regions of Thailand, now covering more than 17 locations nationwide. On the auspicious occasion of Her Majesty's birthday anniversary on August 12, 2002, Her Majesty delivered a royal address to well-wishers who came to offer their birthday facilitations at Dusit Dalai Hall, Jitlada Villa, Dusit Palace. In part, Her Majesty stated, quote, "I once thought that if each country could increase its food production, it would greatly help prevent famine in the future. That is why I initiated the Model Farm project. Moreover, when villagers came to me and said they had no work, and even after finishing their studies, they could not find employment, I allowed them to work at the model farms. At the same time, they learned the correct methods of raising livestock. And when they left, they could use that knowledge to raise their animals properly and sustainably." End quote. The model farm project under the Royal Initiative at Ban Khun Tat, Jom Thong District, Chiang Mai Province, has successfully created livelihoods and sustainable food sources for its residents in Doi Gao sub-district, as well as for residents of nearby communities. The project has also revitalized the local ecosystem through reforestation with native rattan species, the construction of mixed and semi-permanent check dams, and watershed rehabilitation efforts. These initiatives have restored the moisture balance of the surrounding forests and created sustainable water sources for household consumption and agriculture. Today, more than 800 households benefit from these resources, living in harmony with nature and in accordance with Her Majesty's enduring vision of self-reliance and well-being.
For years, the lady slipper orchid, known for its unique pouch-shaped bloom, was heavily targeted by illegal collectors. Many of these orchids were smuggled abroad, leaving the species at risk of disappearing entirely from Thailand's forests. Concerned by this rapid loss, Her Majesty Queen Sirikit initiated an effort to conserve and restore native orchid species, particularly the lady's slipper orchid, which holds both ecological and cultural significance. Her late Majesty's dedication to environmental preservation has long been evident in her royal initiatives to protect forests, watersheds, and wildlife. On January 22nd of 1992, while attending the 4th Asia-Pacific Orchid Conference and Exhibition at Mazhou University in Chiang Mai, Her Majesty expressed concern that many beautiful Thai orchids were disappearing from the wild. She emphasized the importance of conserving native orchid species to maintain Thailand's natural balance and biodiversity. A year later, in 1993, Her late Majesty discussed the issue with then Lieutenant General Yingyot Chotpimai, commander of the 3rd Army Region. This conversation led to the creation of the Doi Intanon Ladies Slipper Orchid Conservation Project, the first royal initiative dedicated specifically to this rare orchid. The project was established in Mae Hong Son Province to survey, cultivate, and reintroduce the species into its native environment. The project expanded in 2004 when the Department of National Parks, Wildlife, and Plant Conservation established another center in Doi Intanon National Park in Chiang Mai. Together, the two centers have become vital hubs for orchid propagation, botanical research, and reforestation efforts under the royal guidance of His Majesty the King, who continues to carry forward Her late Majesty Queen Sirikit's environmental vision. Today, the Doi Intanon Orchid Conservation Projects safeguard 62 species of orchids, totaling more than 3,600 plants. 10 of those species, about 600 plants, have already been successfully reintroduced into their natural habitats. Beyond scientific work, the project plays an important role in raising environmental awareness among local communities. Residents are encouraged to participate in orchid conservation, helping to prevent illegal collection and fostering a sense of pride in preserving Thailand's natural treasures. The initiative has become a model for ecotourism, offering visitors the chance to experience rare orchids in their natural surroundings while supporting local livelihoods. Through this balance of conservation and community engagement, the project continues to flourish as a living tribute to the Queen Mother's enduring love for nature. The Lady Slipper orchid now blooms once again across Thailand's northern forests, a vibrant symbol of Her late Majesty Queen Sirikit's boundless compassion and lifelong commitment to protecting the nation's precious natural heritage for generations to come.